Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Belinda. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome to my lovely legends. Hi guys. Hello to Laura, Cheryl, Helen, Abby, Barbara, Dawn. Welcome guys. I'm feeling much better. Thank you guys so much for your prayers and your well wishes. It means so much to me. I'm still a little bit nasally, having problems with my ears. For those that don't know, one of my ears is actually deaf in one side, and when I get a cold or something, my left side, which is my good side, usually gets some sort of, infection. So it's completely blocked, and I'm kind of deaf, and I think that's why my voice is strange. So just to let you know that. But feeling much, much better. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. No. It's nice to have you. Thank you. Yes, Dawn, thank you. Much, much better. My eldest daughter has now got Alicia. She now has the flu. So thanks, Laura. So now she's sick in bed. So it's sort of gone around. Hubby had it first, and now me. And yeah, just, sharing is caring. That's what we always say. Thanks, Barbara. Oh, yeah, it is painful. Yeah, I've been going through it most of my life, so kind of used to it, but yeah, it's a bit, crappy. But we make do, don't we? Here I am. I hope everything's a little better for you, Helen. I know that you've been going through some rough times. So, guys, we started this last week in my fit of snot. It was really bad. And it didn't stop for like, I don't know, 4 days. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. I can only laugh now because it was so yuck. um, but we started it with the Crayola Super Chips, and after I'd finished this bit on camera, I was looking at it thinking maybe I shouldn't continue with Super Chips because I want it to last, and the Super Chips will fade because they're not color fast. I'm actually not sure about the Tombow jewel markers, whether they're color fast or not. I haven't actually looked it up to see. That would have been a good idea, Belinda. That would have been smart. No, it's not, Laura. Thank you. Yeah, missing out. Yes, Laura. Very good. Hi, Shadow. Shadow's come to say hello to us today. Um, I'm going to do a little bit of a search and brush pens, see if they're color fast. It doesn't actually say. Wait. She said, I'm just reading a blog. Someone says here that they do fade, but it does depend on how exposed to light they are, the color that you're using, and things like that. So they don't have light fastness either, but they have done a test of a framed painting using the brush pens, and so far it's been there for 10 years and hasn't faded. So with the Super Tips, the Crayola Super Tips, I'm going to assume that they're not going to last that long. So I decided that I will use the Tombow dual brush markers today. because I do want this one to last. I don't want it to fade. Everyone's saying hi, Shadow. Hi, Loretta, welcome. Hi, Janine, welcome. I know. It's good to see you. Who have we got? We've got Sparkle. Hi, Linda, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I think I've caught up with everybody who's popping in. Everyone's just popping in, so I'm just saying hi, waiting for people to rock up. So, Linda, the lovely Linda, my Linda, she sold me her jewel brush pens. So we're in a lovely little folder thing, but I've put them in a bucket. How's that? Look at them. Look at that. I think they look amazing. Bucket here. I think I'm zoomed in a little bit. I'll probably zoom out a tiny touch, but they're in this great big bucket sitting on my desk. Easiest way. So Tombow brush markers or dual brush pens now come in 107 colours. Previously it was 195 colours, so they have added some colours, which is kind of cool. I don't have the newer colours. But I have a majority of the older set, so that is cool. Hi Sherry, welcome. They look so good, don't they? Hi Mousy Deb, welcome. But yeah, look at these. They look so good. Just happened to pick up all the greys and greens there, but there is loads of colours in here. It's amazing. This is my colour list. The ones that are empty, most of them are newer ones, and there's about 4 missing from the full set, from the old full set that I haven't got as well. But the colours are beautiful and vibrant. Done a bit of a test with just laying them down and then with a bit of colour as well, with a bit of water as well, to see how they react and what colour they come out as. The two blacks are cool. One's like blue based and one's just almost still black even after you put water on them. No worries, Cheryl. Hi Mia, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So 2 weeks I think it is before we get Nani. I'm very excited. Puppy love. A little better, thank you, Sherry. Much better. Much better in some ways, but I'm still coping with a bit of an ear thing, but it's all good. I'm all good. I'm 100% better than I was last Friday. I think I was a bit delirious. It was fun. This kind of looks a bit psychedelic actually, so it's kind of reflecting my mind at the time. Hi Maria. Hi Kathy. Welcome guys. Come in, come in. What I might do is I'm just going to use a couple of Polychromos pencils because that's what we were using in the last one. I'm going to use a tiny little bit of light magenta. Maybe a little bit of, what have we got here? Delft blue, is that how you say it? Blue violet, maybe? Blue violet. Maybe a little bit of, what's this one here? I'm just, pulling them out as I go. Maybe a little bit of crimson. And I just want to, there's some like clouds in here. So I thought I'm just going to, what do you call it? Add definition to them a little bit here. Just kind of make them a little bit more prominent. Adding a little bit of colour underneath them. I could have probably done it with the markers, but if I can save any more of the image getting wet, then we got less wrinkling. And just to, I quite like the pattern that's already there. So if we go and put more water over the top, we might reactivate things. So yeah, we won't, I don't really want to reactivate it. I like the way it looks right now. So just coming in and making a few bumps. Got a little bit of crimson in there as well. Making some shadows. And a little bit of this magenta colour here. There we go. Kind of blended it in a little bit into the background. Just creating some shadow. Psychedelic. It came out awesome. I love that kind of thing. I'm into that kind of thing. I actually had a t-shirt like this. I think it might have had a little bit of green in it as well, but yeah. If you want to blend that, you could use, I don't know, I'm going to use a little bit of white just to blend it out slightly. Keep those clouds fluffy. A bit of white. Highlight those peaks. But yeah, I think that's going to look cool. Cool! So I'm just going to do that all over. I can't really do a color list or whatever because I don't really know what I'm going to do. So that's why I haven't done one this time. Just going in. Thanks, Cheryl. Hi, Josely. Is that how you say it? Josely? Josely? Welcome. I actually got on and had a look at Laura's copy of this morning. It's actually quite beautiful. Of course, I'm not surprised. And then I went and did a little bit of, you know, the whole Google to see what a hawk looks like and what colours I could use. But I decided that I don't want to use those because we've got this bright background. I kind of want to, I just want to go berserk and add colour in there. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do traditional coloured hawk. We're going to make him look nice and bright. Because we can. Why not? I'm just going around these clouds first just to bring them forward a little bit. Add a little bit of shadow. It's just some overlapping ones, so they're the ones I'm trying to grab. Some of the watercolor actually went in quite well and made those little bumps and things by themselves, which was kind of cool. It's a spirit hawk, that's right. Wendy, I used it last week in the end of the last videos when I did the background. I used some Crayola Super Tips, but I was just saying just before that I wasn't going to use the Super Tips for the rest of it. I think we'll use the Tombow brush pens. Got a little bit more light fast, and I want it to last a little bit of time at least, so I don't want it to fade completely. I have got some kids drawings actually. They've done as kids and they've used Crayola because that's our kids brand here. That's pretty much all we have for kids. So and some of them have already faded, and the only thing that sort of stays around, I've noticed, is the acrylic paint. It might lose a little bit of colour, but it stays around for a while. Acrylic. Oh, speaking of acrylic paint, I finished Paint by Numbers. Well, almost finished. I've still got a few little bits and pieces to do, and I'm doing a second video on Paint by Numbers. But now I've got all my footage, I'm going to need to spend some time editing it, putting up a video. A little bit more of the light magenta, just to finish it off and blend it into the rest of the background. Pretty. There we go. Using a little bit of white just to blend it all out and highlight those little peak areas. Just using Prismacolor because I had it there. And then I think I'm pretty happy with that background. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to put some colour on the inside here. So that's going to bleed out a little bit into this as well. So we'll probably have a bit of colour activation there, I would say. Here we go. Oh, I missed that. What? Yeah, pop into Laura's group, guys. She does little freebies. I did have your group posted up here, but it is in the description below, so if you want to grab it, check it out down there. Also, we've got a few more days left before the end of the month. The free images for this month's colour along will only be available till the end of July 2019, if you're rewatching this later. Okay, I'm going to use a really pale blue for inside here. So, I've got a couple of choices. Oh, I actually spent some time, because I couldn't really put my head down that much, but making up some little labels for my things so I could see what color it was and know the name of it, because I figured if I'm going to be doing videos, you guys might want to know the number and the name. So there it is. I'm just going to go around the outside of the clouds. And let's just kind of scribble around so we haven't got a hard edge. Or too much of a hard edge, I should say. and just fill out this one. It's a bit scratchy. There we go, all scratchy. Let's actually let's pop a little bit of some processed blue maybe. Just a couple of spots there as well. I want it to kind of mix together, so when I put the water on it should hopefully all bleed in. I say hopefully because watercolour's got to muddle its own sometimes. It might just make a muddy mess and not look right at all, but the idea is there, hey. Now I've got a couple of different brushes. I'm using this one, Soft Comfort Brush, Velvet Touch. Just wetting my brush. I've also got a cloth here for the leftovers. You've been matching him, trying to match him to what? I don't even know what that brand is. It's alright, I live in a bubble. Bubble girl. You don't want your brush to be too soft either, because it's hard to pick up that colour and move it around if it's too soft. So just dragging the colour down and around. Need a little bit more water to help bleed. See how it's already going out into the background as well? I did think that that would happen, so. Looking good. Got a bit of a bubble in the middle there. Oh, are they? I've never heard of them. No, I haven't used them. I haven't brought them, the glitter Copics. I've seen them there at the art shop when I've been in there, but none of that stuff shows up in my scan, so I don't bother using it because, I don't know, it just seems like a waste. The pictures never come up as good as they actually look. Same with the metallics and neons. There we go. I've reactivated some of that colour on that edge there, so it's starting to bleed into it. It's a bummer, but that's alright. Oh! Pop a little bit down here. Shadow. Shadow. Kappa. Thank you. Look what I just got given. Shadow's talking to... Are you talking to Daddy? Hey? Did Daddy come in and interrupt me, Shadow? She's such a chatterbox. Yes, you are. Chatterbox. What? Did Daddy leave? Oh, there's no room today. I've got watercolors out. Are you going to sit or something? There you go. You can sit up there. There's some room there. Sit down. Oh, you're a brat. She can't make up her mind today. Okay, just sit right there. No, out of the way. Out of the way. Just a bit of a harsh line there. She is a princess. Little rat bag. Told her last night she's not going to be a princess. She's going to be the queen. Aren't you, Shadow? You're going to be the queen. Oh, Helen, she's got so big. It's so scary how quickly babies or puppies grow. Looks like we might have a bit of a bully on our hands too. She's been bullying one of the other puppies. That's good. She Hi Pat, welcome. She can bully Shadow. That's fine. Shadow can handle it, can't you, Shadow? Can you handle it? Oh, you're going to sleep there. No, okay, sorry. I think I upset her. Now, I'm thinking I might work inwards out because this is still wet. Oh, goodness me. Thank you. Well, the puppies were, because when we went and saw them last was over, actually probably nearly 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks ago now. They just opened their eyes, and I just saw a video of them yesterday, and they're all running around now, playing, like climbing on each other, and it's like so crazy how quickly they develop, I think. You know, from these tiny little babies that sleep all the time to these crazy little puppies that make noise and bite and growl, and it's beautiful. I'm gonna do the eye here like a yellowy orange, I think. So we can go and put details in with pencil later, but I've got orange. Just gonna go around the outside. And I've got a bit of yellow here. What's this one? Nope, that's chrome orange. That's a bit dark. I want yellow. Of course I can't find yellow. That's alright. Process yellow. Just going to go on the outside of the eye too. Let's just blend that in. Don't put it in your cup of tea, B. Put it in the water. Just blend the orange out a little bit. Pretty. I think we need more orange in there. And less water. So I just dried my brush off a little bit, rinsed it and dried it off just so I could collect some of that water. I think we need a little bit more orange, but I'm going to do darker this time. Go with a red. Just sort of scribbling around the outside there. very close. I did zoom back out, didn't I? Just letting it bleed out into the yellow. Pretty. Hi Sahara, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hi Miranda, welcome guys. Come in. Hi cats, welcome. Welcome. Thank you. I'm feeling a lot better than I was before. So yeah, that's good. That's very good. Let's do some green eyes. No, let's do hazel colored eyes. What have I got here? A little bit of, maybe, I'm just looking, sorry. I want to do kind of, yeah, maybe some hazily looking eyes, maybe some yellow gold. What would that look like? Who knows? Gold ochre, that'll do. That'll do. Bit of burnt sienna, which is number 947. And a little bit of this gold ochre, 946. Oh, that's cool. You can actually blend them on the paper too. Oh, you learn something new every day. Oh, yeah, missed Monday, didn't I? I was supposed to be doing an image on last Monday, which I'll be swapping to this Monday, so we'll still be doing it. Got a free image. I think it's pronounced Zenoscope or Zenscope. They do the Grimm fairy tale colouring books and comics. So I've got a free page on Monday, so that'll be exciting, and a book giveaway. There you go. She's kind of got orangey brown. I think we could probably go a little bit more of the burnt sienna around the outside. And you know, I quite like it when brown eyes have a little bit of green in them. So let's do that. Just collect some of that water again. These are the Tombow dual brush pens. Excuse my nose. Decided to use these instead of the Crayola Super Tips because I wanted the colour to last a little bit. I just want to put a little bit of green, but I'm going to use like a olivey kind of colour. Just around the pupil. And I'm not going to bother getting the water out to do that. You can blend itself. Oops. Stay. Alright. We got some really nice colours that could be skin colours here today. So I'm going to use a little bit of, let's see. I think we'll go with light first and then put in some shadows. There's a colour called tan. I'm just going to see if I can... Oh, look at that. First try in the box. Hi, Hillary. Welcome. So on Monday, yeah, we'll be doing some Grimm fairy tale books. And They are adult colouring books, so emphasis on the word adult. If your kid's watching, then one day might not be good. Yeah, the background is Super Tips, that's right. Yeah. Zenoscope, Xenoscope, Zenoscope. So, what do you reckon? I might just start in the shadows like this. And guys, this is the very first time I've used these two, well, like this. I've always used them for backgrounds and things, and I haven't had all of the colours, so there's a first for everything. So maybe just doing in the shadows, because this is still my lightest colour, so I'm going to be coming back in with more darker colours after. But I figure if we start in the shadows and then just push this colour out. Oh look, I missed a bit of blue in the background there. Hi Christy, welcome. Hillary, you not well? Or is it still your hands? Pat, I do, but it's on Patreon. So I just want to blend that out over the rest of the skin now. So I'm just activating it and dragging it out. I'm definitely going to need some pink in here. So I'm just using water and just dragging the colour from those darker areas so we can get it over the rest of the skin as well. Dragging it from this darker area over. Oh, I lost a hair. Actually, it's a cat hair. You bugger. Get off there. She's molting. I'm just going to soften off that line in the hair there. And to do that, I've just added water over the top of it and just added a bit more water to the back, so it will actually blend out further. I actually did recently a whole list of Pablo mixes for patrons. I've also done I've done a couple of them. I can't remember what ones I've done. Anyone on Patreon who knows what I've done with blends? Just done up like a colour list with a some swatches mixed together. And any sort of speed colorings and things that I do on YouTube, I've usually done as some sort of video on Patreon, like with more detail, whether it be a raw video or a full tutorial. I think it's actually covered over fairly well. I'm just going to move down onto the neck. Just using the brush to rub over where I've drawn in so I can get rid of that actual line. And then I'm wetting the paper where I want it to bleed out into. Give her some soft pinky coloured lips for now. What have I got? Ew, coral, that's pretty. God, that looks neon under the light. Just going into the shadow of the lips. Got to be careful because it's still wet on the edges there. I don't want it to bleed into the skin if I can help it. Soft pink. Yeah, I got rid of, I had other tiers at one stage. It was just too much work trying to do different things for everyone. I just had so much going on. Just so much easier to do one tier for everything. I want to let that dry a little bit, but I want to put some pink over it, I think. Maybe still a bit wet. Let's do the main. Oh, I missed a little bit down here. Let me just like that. I might do the main light color of the birdie now because the eye's dry. So I was thinking maybe blues and purples like the background a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. What kind of paper am I using? I was looking at it going, what kind of poser are you using? I'm like, Cindy? This is Cindy, yeah, right? But then I can see your little paper. This is Canson watercolor paper XL. £140, 300 GSM, 9x12 watercolor, Canson XL cold press. I'm actually using the smooth side of the paper because I don't like the textured side that much and it doesn't scan very well. Yeah, I'm thinking we might do some blues or purples or even pink. Let's do a pink bird. I've got pinks in the background. Why not? Let's do the lightest color as... Oh, that might be too bright. I know. Pink rose. Let's do pink rose. I'm just going to follow some of these texture lines. See, that will help me too if I can't blend it out completely. If they're close to where the textured lines are, it won't matter too much anyway. And this is just our lightest colour again. We'll build up and do the darker colours and the shadows and things later. I think I might do the body a different colour. Maybe a purple. Royal purple? Why not? I'm going to use a flat brush for this. Well, actually, it's not a flat brush. It's, what is this called? Does anyone know? I don't know, but I like it. Yay, pink. Yeah, Hillary. The rough side is like cold pressed. Like, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Look, see the roughness of it? It's got like, and on the opposite side, it's actually quite smooth. It's still got a little bit of a texture, but it's smooth. It comes out smooth once you add the watercolor onto the rough side anyway, but some areas that don't get covered with water, if I'm scanning it up, they scan up all rough looking, and it the scanner catches the dark and light patches in it. Just being careful around the eye. I don't want to smudge that yellow out too much. Angle shader. Thank you. I probably did know that. I don't use a lot of flat brushes in watercolor. I use mainly round brushes. What about you, Laura? How cool does that look? I think he's looking quite awesome, actually. Pink is good. Oh, no worries, Cheryl. Yeah, that's like, I have some of those here too, somewhere. Is that these ones, Filbert? That kind. I use them for all of my pastel work, actually. They're pastel ones. They're kind of flat brushes too, aren't they? My cup of tea is going terribly cold here. I've already started to add in some depth by doing those lines in the same directions as the feathers. It's almost the same colour as that pink, isn't it? Look at that. Nice. Alright, now let's add another colour onto the skin. I think we'll go with... There is actually a flesh colour. Let me find the flesh, which is kind of pink. So let's do that. I want to do the same kind of thing. It's fairly dry now. It's not completely dry. It's still a little bit cold, but this has got a bit of a pink tone to it. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing that we just did. Coming over the darker areas a bit more. Looks like I've smudged her eye a little bit there. Watercolour's kind of like that though. You'll get a little bit of bleeding, and that's okay. Even if you let it dry, sometimes you still get bleeding, hey? Just kind of came out a little bit into the skin as well. I don't think we quite had enough on there before. Alright, back to my round brush. Just blending that edge out over the hair. You just, that sort of shaved hair there, so we're going to be able to see skin under there as well. You know what? It's not blending as well. Probably because it was still wet. Come on. Come on. Don't be a pain. It doesn't want to blend. It just wants to stay. It's not being very nice. Getting a little bit of paper peeling. That's because it's not that great quality paper. But I find that, actually, does anyone else find that on really good quality paper, things like this don't usually work as well. It soaks into the paper instead of sitting on the top where you can push it around. I find that cheaper papers work better with, that's a little bit of pilling there, but I'm not going to rub it off yet. I'll wait till it's dry, because when it's dry it'll just rub off and make it nice and smooth. So don't stress about having pilling. So I'm thinking I might have to finish off the darker areas with some pencil maybe. We'll just see. See how it's holding up. Look, it's smoothed off a bit, but it's not blending like the other one did. Yeah, that's right. That's funny. That's funny, Helen. I mean, when you look at the palette pastels of Jane Davenport, they look like makeup. They're designed like that, though. She's got some sort of makeup fetish. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. It's softened off, but it didn't blend out as well as I wanted it to. That's okay. If you're having trouble with that kind of thing too, or you've already done a layer and the next layer doesn't want to blend, you can use it more like watercolor by scribbling on a piece of plastic. I use this lid, or you could use the Caran dashboard. It will stain, but then you can actually just, like, for example, let's do some here, not with tan, let's do the flesh. Wait, let's not, because it's still got purple on it. Let me just clean it, because we're going to have purple skin otherwise. Can you see that? That's my paper there. Can you see how it's sort of dirty? Let me just clean that off, because I don't want purple on her skin, really. Not that it would matter, it'd be alright in the shaded areas, but make sure it's clean. So I've used some Neo colour underneath there too. I like this little lid. It's so easy to put out. It's not very big. It doesn't get in my way. Alright, let's put a little bit of the skin colour on there. Really wet brush if you want it lighter. If you want it darker, not too wet. And just pick it up. And then you can just lay it on where you need it. There we go. So I've got an even layer over the whole skin now. I don't have to worry about trying to blend in those lines. That's a nice skin colour. So get rid of it all again. So just going to dry it off and do it again. You can't put it on if there's any wet, because the wet will soak up into the nib of the brush. You can do the same with the super tips. I did it last week with the background. I filled in some areas by scribbling on the lid. There we go. Much more better. Do I like my words? Sorry, off camera. My bad. There we go. It's looking a little bit more even now. Agree? Agree. Alright, let's let that dry off a little bit and then we can rub off the pilling. Let's do a layer of something in her hair. Very nice. What group are we talking about now? Hi Cassandra, welcome. Oh, it's got like a circle in the middle. Oh dear. I'm going to use the pink that I used here. Rose pink. I'm just going to put a little bit on my little palette thing. And heaps of water. Heaps of water. Nice big drop there. Just add a little bit to her cheek. And up on her eyelid there as well. Might need a bit more than that. A little bit of colour up onto the top and side of the head there. And I'm just going to blend it out by putting water around the outside. Just spreading it out. That is my Fitbit telling me it's time to take the tablet. Take it later. I'll be later. Still wet now. I think I'm missing a little bit of that flesh tone just here on the chin. I nearly called it a cheek instead of chain instead. Yeah, that's a bit better. Maybe even a little bit of tan because I think it's a little bit light there. Although it's probably going to be one of the lighter areas of the face anyway. Okay, let's let that dry. Let's do blue hair. Yeah. Ultramarine. Ooh, it's nice. It's dark blue. Let's just go into the shadow areas. Just trying to stay over the dark lines because it's dark. It's a dark colour. I want it to go and blend out so it's light. Still kind of wet down there, so I don't want to go over this bit yet, but we're getting there. Oh, Colour Carnival? Yeah, sure. I just joined the group. It looks like a bit of fun. I was thinking I might put this one in. That's why I thought I'd do it pretty colours. What do you guys think? There's a little event going on in Colour Carnival. It's like a circus themed group. Everything's circus themed. No specific artist. Just little fun events. Circus is really good because there's lots of bright colours in the circus, hey? Pretty. This colour's beautiful. I've kept it darker in those shadows, and I've just come out like you'd do with pencil, but this time with watercolour. Darker areas. Then I wash my brush and use fresh water in the middle to make it look lighter. Not that that worked in that area, it was probably a really small area to demonstrate that. But I'm sure we're getting the idea. Oh gosh, that's dark. Too much water. Dry your brush off and just grab the water. Soak it up with a dry brush. There we go. Laura, I'm the same as you. Actually, trying to post in the silly events in Facebook lately has been harder and harder. Can't find the actual event discussion. I go into it and it says nothing posted yet. It's like, what? I know I've posted, and I know others have. I hate how they change things. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's my theory anyway. I didn't actually put any colour down the side of her head there because it's so close to her face. I figured I'd just drag the colour down so it doesn't run into her face too much. This area down here is still kind of wet, so I'm just lightly going over because I kind of put an extra bit of colour on the very outside edge to be able to drag it out over this section. So just pulling it down. Looking good. Add some purple in here. Got a line. Don't want a line. Get rid of it. Oh, good. Silly, silly Facebook, eh? What's the time? I haven't been watching the time. Do we need to do a giveaway? I think we do. What do you guys think? Laura's so kind and so kind. And giving us a freebie. So the person who wins the giveaway has their choice of an image from Laura's Etsy store. So digital image. So what would you like to colour in Laura's store? I should have got the Bluebird book so I could do a flip through during one of these lives. I didn't even think about it. That was a bit silly of me. There we go. Alright. We should do 2! Sarah's like, did you miss that? Did you hear that? Not 2. Sure. We'd like that, wouldn't we, everybody? Big thank you, Laura. That sounds like fun. Oh, look how it's sort of bleeding out into her face. It kind of looks like a hairline now. I kind of like that. That's cool. I think we're doing well. I think I might add a little bit of the residual colour. So I've just washed my brush. I'm just going to grab a little bit of this dark colour in here. I'm actually going to add some of this to her eyebrow area here, eyelash area, eyeshadow area, whatever. Just blend that out a little bit. Here we go. Just a little bit of colour in there. You can't see it because it's wet. Once it dries, it won't have that reflection. Yes! Double cat herding. Yes! Meow. I think the beak should be yellow. What do you guys reckon? I think it should be yellow with orange. got orange. Ugh, that's wet. Put my hand in it. Not my foot. I put my hand in it instead of my foot. Alright, well, if you're going to do two, we'll do the rules. And we'll do one draw. And then we'll do another complete draw. So different numbers, different chance to win. Shadow doesn't want to have to. Oh no. Oh, it's crazy, isn't it, Loretta? All right, let's do the rules. I'll just do one time through because I think most of you know the rules. I hope you do by now. So pick one number between 1 and 100. Only one number per person. The first person to call that number owns it. No chatting during number calling until the winning number is drawn. No numbers before the words go, go, go or after the words stop, stop, stop will be counted. Yeah, we're getting there. Hi Shara, welcome. It's been a while. The number closest to the generated number without going over wins. If there is no winner, the random number will be redrawn. Make sure that you're on live chat. Actually, I think I'm on top chat, by the way. All that time. Just changed mine. Any giveaway or promotion is in no way endorsed, sponsored, endorsed, or administered by or associated with. I'm an idiot, I know. With YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Laura Rafferty. Oh dear me. Alright, I'm just going to leave that run for a sec. Give me 2 seconds. I just need to grab something. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's do some giveaway stuff. Alrighty, I would like to hear some very big readies, please. Ready, ready, ready. So next to the live chat, at the top of your chat, wherever you're chatting, there's a little arrow. If you click on that little tiny arrow, you'll be able to see there's two options. There's live chat and there's top chat. So you want to change it to live. Loretta's ready-ish. Laura's ready to what? Yep, top chat party for sure. All right. Awesome. All right, guys. I've got like 1:30 on my clock. Go, go, go. Obviously, you're like 10 seconds behind, but that's why we do it in the chat box. orange and light orange. I don't really want this colour to bleed out, so I may need to take some of that water away. Where is my cloth? All the way over here. Ooh, lots of good numbers going on there. Not long. Ooh. All right. So we're going to do this again in a moment. So this is the first draw. Random.org. Oops, I didn't spell it wrong. I mistyped random. Let's type it in. Generate. Ooh, number 20. All right, so who got closest to number 20 without going over it? Let's have a look. Janine got 16. I think it was you, Janine. That'd be my postie. All right, he's going to knock on my door. I'm going to have to be back in 2 seconds. Hi guys, back again. Sorry, that was a postie. Then he wanted to come in and see what I was doing live. Anyway, here I am back again. Let's do the second one. Congratulations to Janine. I have your details, don't I, sweetie? You're in my group, yeah? Yeah. Janine. Oh, yay. Awesome. All right. So, hi, Elaine. Welcome. Let's do the second one, guys. So, we're going to do another draw. So, everyone pop in ready. Sorry about that. That was sort of weird posty. There's another one, Sahara. Don't miss it. We're just about to start it. Okay, Janine. Oh my gosh. I'm having a moment. Come on, guys. Obviously, Janine, you need to stay out of this one, though. Yes, the second one. Let's go, guys. Awesome. Because Laura is so awesome, we have a second one. Ready, ready, ready. All right. Let me get my timer ready. Timer. And where go? Giving this time to dry a little bit. Just getting rid of any paper pill so it's nice and smooth. Okay, Laura, we already had one winner. It was the lovely Janine. And a big congratulations. This is starting to look really cool. I think she needs like really bright pink lips though. So I'm going to use a little bit of Rudamine Red in the middle of her lips and on those shadow spots there. Ew, we've got a few numbers. Come on, guys. Anyone there? Not done yet. It's nearly over. This has been so much fun, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the chat too. It's brilliant. Everyone loves it. I love it. Much more interactive. We love having the artists with us. All right. So, thanks for subscribing, Tiffany. All right. Let me just refresh random.org. So we've got a new set of numbers. And generate. Ba, ba, ba. Number 5. Barbara, is that you? Did you win that? Barbara got number 4. Congratulations. Very exciting. Thank you again, Laura. So you guys that won today, and congratulations to the winners over the previous weeks as well. But you guys today will need to send me a message on Messenger, and I can grab your email address and the image that you would like from Laura's shop. That would be most helpful. Most helpful. I haven't got very good English today. He's been good, hasn't it? So you'll need to go to Laura's Etsy store. I'm going to post the link right here. And you need to choose a picture, one image from her shop that you really like. And then you need to send me a message on Facebook and let me know what image you want and your email so I can send it off to Laura and she can get it organized for you. Don't forget, guys, I do have another giveaway on Monday. For one of the Grimm Fairy Tales books. I just need to get rid of some of this water. I think it's going to bleed, so I'm just collecting some back up. Yeah, no happy mail. I did get an Amazon order, which is actually for a friend of mine. And I also ordered some of these crazy deodorants I wanted to try. I saw them in a blog and I went, I want to try that. because I'm allergic to pretty much everything. So that's what I think is in this package. Well, that's what it feels like is in this package. But it's one of those ones that you can't get into. This is the brand. It's kind of cute. No, I'm allergic to aluminium, so it makes it incredibly hard when you're allergic to aluminium to wear deodorant. Oh, Laura, it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure. That was a little sample thing that I got free, but I got a few different smelling ones, so hopefully I find one that I like. It is, Laura, it is. It's horrible. Causes me so much grief. How cool is she starting to look? Come on. We're going to need to put some highlights and details in, of course, but she's starting to look really awesome. I think we need to do a little bit more detail in our little, I love her lips. They're almost, that colour's just not, it looks almost fluoro on from my side. It's so hard with this camera. Zoom out. Let me see if I can change the light slightly. Whoa, no, it's still not showing it, but it's almost fluoro. It's pink. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Exactly, Laura. But the biggest problem is that I don't want to be sweaty, so it's really hard. It is really hard. All right, let's do some detailing. Now that we've done the base color for the hawk, I think we need more of the same color maybe. Let's use a little bit of the rhodamine red. Just a tiny dab of it though in these shadow areas. And I like these brush tips because they're so fine. You can get some really nice fine lines. Just going to give us a little bit more detail. And I think then we'll go back in with some pencils and do some more of the little detailing. There we go. Just really fine. These markers are awesome. They're really great for lettering as well, because you could do really fine strokes and you can do really thick strokes. So it's pretty awesome. I love them. The only thing is I don't do lettering that big. Hi Gracelyn, welcome. Oh yes, Laura has a YouTube channel. If you click next to Laura's name, there should be 3 little dots. If you click on that, it'll say go, you can choose go to channel. If you click there, you can pop over and it'll still keep this little box open depending on what you're using. But you'll be able to subscribe to Laura as well. Oops, that was a pretty big bash of color there. Just kind of randomly doing some lines. The great thing about color is that you can just put bunches of color in areas. and your eyes immediately assume that's what it is without adding too much detail. So if you're putting like blobs of, you know, green in the background here, your eyes will automatically tell you that that's greenery or trees. It's pretty cool. Don't have to always put heaps of detail in things. Ah, he's beautiful. He's very fab looking. Color of my spirit must be pink or purple because I love those colors. They sing to me. I think the trick with watercolor is to actually be able to see the individual colors and not have it muddy looking. How cool does he look? I think he's pretty awesome. These ones around the face here, I'm not even going to touch with water. We're going to leave them nice and sharp. But a couple of these ones I might just blend in a little bit with a bit of water. Okay, now I need something here that's slightly darker than royal purple, maybe imperial purple. Let's have a look. It's royal, imperial purple. Just trying to shape out a couple of these feathers as well. As I said, not all of it. You don't need to do all of it to see that it's feathers. Now, I'm going to do these two feathers, pink and the purple as well, and maybe even a blue one down the back there just to match it in with her hair. So I want a tiny little bit of water in. For sure. For sure. Pink and purple are my favorite colors. I do love aqua green, but purple's always been my favorite color. Purple means royalty. I've just got a tiny little bit of water on my brush. I don't want too much because I don't want it all to smudge out. And these ones are here around the beak I'm going to leave, because I want that finer detail. But these I'm just going to bleed out a little bit into that lighter pink. I don't want to go over them too much because I don't want it to go over the top of the lighter pink that we've already done. I try and keep it separate if I can. So we can see our light and dark. Oh, Helen, feel better, please. Elaine, I'm using the Tombow jewel brush tips. They've got a really sort of bullet nib end on this side, and the other side is a super brush. it's huge, but you can get nice details. Although if you are lettering with them, that you will damage the nibs and they become kind of soft and fluffy, so it's hard to see here, but a couple of my black ones I've used a fair bit for lettering, so they've all softened off and they're not as sharp. Obviously when you're putting pressure, firmer pressure on, you're flattening out that brush tip, so just put more water on because I want to just soften that edge. So more water, more fuzzy, less water, more detail. Yeah, makes sense. Just gone out over the pink there, the blue in the background there, but that's alright, doesn't matter. Bringing it over his skin a little bit too, just flicking it out. So pretty. I think we could even get away with putting a few strokes of purple through here as well. But I think I might do that like watercolor, or put it on my lid and just put it in the spots that I want it, because otherwise it's just going to bleed everywhere. So the purple we used on the base at the bottom of the bird, what did we use? I can't remember. I think we used royal purple. So I think I might use some of that royal purple up in here. And I do need to do something here with the face, so I'm just going to drag a tiny little bit of this colour out. There we go. That's it. Alright, so I'm on a bit of the royal purple. Thought might be what that was. Oh no, that was the pink, that's right. Oh, thank you for saying yes to me, my dear. Just using this is a nice, really nice round brush, and it's got a really nice point. I said nice a bit too many times then. It's okay. It's alright. And I'm just putting colour on the tip and just spreading it through some of those darker areas. It's so weird because, like, you know, I think you're awesome. So, Laura, please, I'm just so thankful. I'm a fan, so it's nice to be able to work with a fan, or, you know, with somebody I'm a fan of, I should say. Yeah. Too much water, just grab it back. Just using that pointed part just to go in and put a few details in. It's just subtle. It's not too dark. How's he looking? He's a pretty cool looking hawk, that's for sure. I'm calling Pink Hawk. Do any of you guys watch, you might not, but I love the Avatar series, the cartoon series, and he gets a hawk in one of the series. As he ends up with a hawk, and he calls it Hawky. It's very cute. I'm a bit of a fan. I think it's because I've got kids in that age, like, I don't know. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not that quick. It has taken me a little while. I think watercolors is heaps quicker than a lot of other mediums like pencils and watercolors and Copics and normal markers. Take me the least amount of time. All right. Oh, how cool is he looking? Hi, Nick and Tina. Welcome. Pinktastic. Who's messaging me? I'm nearly finished here. I just want to get the rest of these. No one. All good. Feathers done. Oh, this is a pretty. This was the Imperial Purple. This one. Down the bottom here. It's pretty. I think we might need to put some of that on our little palette and put some through. A little bit finer details. Because that's really bright and beautiful. I like it. I'm losing some detail there, so I'm going to put some of that Imperial Purple. Where is it? Just disappeared. Hi, Charlotte. I have some of you guys I haven't seen for weeks. Welcome. Still too wet for details. My bad. Oh, this purple is so much more vibrant than the other one. So I've added it in. There we go. Bit of texture. Bit of texture. He doesn't look quite so smooth. Well, he is looking smooth because he's pink, but you know what I mean. Smooth operator. Anyway. Let's do this one. I have Imperial Purple. And we're going to do some nice, I'm just going to, my brush is wet but it's clean, and I'm just going to collect as much of this as I can so I can use a point. And let's start drawing with the brush. Going down the center of the feather, flicking out towards the middle. These are pretty feathers, Laura. running out of colour. Add more. A bit quiet. It's because I'm trying to get it done. I've got 15 minutes to finish it off. I haven't put any highlights or anything on yet, so it's so pretty. Oh, that reminds me of a song. You're so pretty the way you are. I can't remember who that is. Is that the Cranberries? Oh, peoples, who's my age? Who are the Cranberries? They're an Irish band. I think they're Irish. They sing that zombie, zombie, zombie. It was just redone by a band that had the rights to redo it before the main singer, lead singer, passed away. I think that's the case. Could be wrong. I could be telling you completely wrong information here, so you know. I'm guessing. I need a little bit of the lighter purple now, so I'm going to go with the royal purple and just add with a fairly dry brush, just add some of that in to these lighter areas. Give it a little bit of a highlight. Thanks, Rochelle. You have dark mods on. What's dark mods? Come on, tell me. What am I missing now? Anyhow, let's do the pink one. We'll do the, I'm just going to, bumping the camera. Nearly knocked it off its hinges. Just going to clean off I'm trying to find my wet end of my cloth to clean this off with. I dipped this whole end of my cloth in the water. And yeah, okay. Back with the Rhodamine Red. Oh, it's so bright. It's like bright pink. And I think I'll do this top one, this colour. Oh, brush is too dry. It's fuzzy. Fuzzy brush. Oh gosh, down the sides. Down the middle, I should say. Just flicking out. Actually, if you're looking for feathers, I did some really cool feathers on a Fabric Fantasy image live. The Elves in Love one that I did a while ago. There was some feathers in his bow that I think came out really awesome. I actually kind of like feathers. I've done a lot of playing around with feathers, colours and things like that. Oh, I was going to show you guys, for patrons, I've been doing a fur series. And I just finished up 2 of my own puppies that I've drawn. They're so pretty. One's a Rottweiler and one I've made like a bit of a terrier. Some sort of long-haired terrier. I don't know, no specific brand. No specific breed, I should say. That was funny. A brand of dog. So I'll show you guys. I'll pull them out and show you. They come up awesome. So doing pink, still rhodamine red, this is. All the way down this side. This side's just really short because it's kind of on an angle, but we want to make sure we grab still both sides again. So you just got to make those little flicks a bit smaller so that you still get a little bit of a highlight on one edge, or across the middle I should say. My brush is drying up and it's getting fluffy again. Okay, and what was the colour that we used in the middle of for the light colour? I think we used, was it rose pink? Got rose pink out for some reason, so that must be it. This brush I'm using is the Laura Rafferty Soft Comfort Round. This comes in a set of 3 brushes on Amazon, and it's quite possible if you go to my kit, the link for that is in the description below. There will actually be a link somewhere in my kit there too. It comes in with a 4, who knows, because oh, here they are. Find the brushes anywhere. I got a big tub of lots of different brushes. It comes in a 10 round, rolling off there, 10 round and what am I using now? A 6. I'm pretty sure it came with those ones. I got 2 sets of them because I left one of my brushes in the water and the outside peeled off it. So I think that's a 10, a 6, a 4 and a 2 is what they came in. And they're actually quite good price for what they are. But I have found, I can show you here, that this is the biggest one. Can you see that it's cracking here? Oh, you might not be able to see it properly in this light. But it all peeled off, and now my brush looks like this. And I have to go sand it back and cover it with something. So what's been happening is the water is creeping up in the heel of the brush here, creeping up into here, and it's wetting this, and that's actually cracking off, which is a bit of a bummer. But I like them because of the feel of them. I don't know if they're specifically for watercolor. This kind of thing you could use for watercolor or acrylic, I think. If you're going to use them for one, use it for one or the other. So if you're going to use acrylic, then don't use them for watercolor because they make the brushes a bit harder using acrylic with them. So yeah, try to keep them separate. I mean, some of mine I don't. Just means the brushes don't stay as soft, that's all. Alright, and we'll do a blue one, yeah? Just a little bit though, I don't want it to overpower too much. I think probably watercolor and acrylic are pretty interchangeable brush wise, but for oils you're going to need, you might like something a little bit more firmer or stiffer for using oils. And if you like texture through paintings and things for acrylic, you'd obviously have firmer brushes for that too. I have cheap brushes. I bought the black velvet brushes. I actually don't like the black velvet brushes that much. Sorry if that offends anybody. I don't mind them, but they're really, really soft, and it's really hard to push color around if you're, especially because I use a lot of marker type watercolors. I find them a little bit too soft. Too much water. These brushes are awesome too. These are Anna Mason, made by Rosemary & Co. I've got a whole heap of these beautiful round brushes as well. And she has like beautiful detailer brushes. They're tiny little for doing really fine details. So yeah, it depends on what you're going to be using them for, I guess, to what kind you get. I hope that's helpful, Elaine. That's just my opinion too. And Laura may like completely different things. I don't think there's any wrong way or right way, is my real understanding. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Do you think we need a little bit of that purple through the hair? I think we might. Let's use the Imperial purple one. I think that was nice. And then I think detail wise we've got a fair bit. We need to add a tiny little bit of blue into her eyebrows to go with her hair. With the brushes, I've done a couple of things to restore the tips. You just make sure that when you use them, you clean them straight away and get any paint out of the heel of the brush. And if you've got ones that have got odd shapes or sticking out, or you can't get it to go back together, I grab a cup of hot water and just hold the brush in it for a little while up that way without touching the bottom, so that it's, you know, reshaping the bristles. And then when you pull it out, I just sort of shape it with my fingers and roll it out so it stays in a point, and then I actually hang them upside down so that they dry like that. But look, there's actually a piece of hair just sitting out there on this one. I don't know if you can see that in that light. You can use like fabric softener and things like that, I've heard too. It helps restore them. but basically keeping them drying upside down. So adding some of that purple into the hair. This is the Imperial Purple. Just going to do a few lines. How's the time? Oh gosh, time's up. I mean, we can hang for a bit longer. I want to finish it, so. And I want to show you my puppies that I did. So I'll go grab them out in a sec. You could do this with pencil too, you don't have to use watercolour to add in the details. Bit more blue down the bottom there. And my brush kept drying out then, so I've just had to go back in and needed a little bit more blue down there. It was a little faded out. I'm actually quite happy with how that's come out. I don't think I want to add any more detail. I like it. I can go and add a whole heap of details, and I could probably darken up the skin slightly too. Let's have a look. What have we got? I'm just going to try a little bit of burnt sienna. I had that out before. Where did I put it? Mixing a fair bit of water with it so it's not too strong. Just going to add it into those shadows. I think we could just add that tiny little bit more depth in there. I wanted to wait for it to completely dry before I attempted adding any more to it because it was getting quite wet and starting to pill. I think that could go a bit darker. Okay, I just want to balance it. Blend it out slightly. And it's a little bit more in here. So I did have to stop drawing on the skin because it wasn't blending out properly. Doing it directly with the markers anymore because the paper's been quite wet. I think it needed a little bit. I think it needed that. I don't know why. Don't ask. Just needed a little bit of contrast. It was a little bit too light. Tiny little bit on the side of the head here as well. That was just a little bit more flesh. Just to touch up those areas again. Oops, bit of pink on there. Ah, bummer. Oh well, look at that, blends in nicely. When you get any like lines like that, just use water just to blend them off or soften them. Just running over it. And I've got a bit of pilling, but I'll wipe that off later. Alright, I think I'm good. I think we're just going to put some highlights in and I think we're good to go. We need a little bit more of that blue just here. Sort of faded off a little bit here. It didn't catch quite into the feathers. I'm going to use a tiny little bit in the feathers there as well so you can see through them. And down the middle line there, actually let's just use that blue. I quite like that blue. Let's go do that. There we go. I don't need to blend that either, but I will just blend the side here. And just in here. Alright, good. I think we're good. Oh, excuse me. Whoops. I used, bumping the camera again. I use for the skin, I use a little bit of the burnt sienna at the end there, but I used flesh and tan for the rest of the skin, and I added a tiny little bit of the pink rose to her cheeks and a little bit on top of her eyebrows. I added the blue from the hair into the top of the eyeshadow areas. I think we need a little bit of pink actually. I just spotted a spot in the eye there. We can just add a tiny bit of pink in there. And even across the bottom of the eye. I didn't actually think to add any details in there, but there's plenty of greys in the Tombow set too. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of grey on my palette so I can control it a bit better. But just really light, I don't know what grey that was. Grey 6, cool grey 6. It's kind of a purpley grey. I just want to add some to the eyes, the whites of the eyes there. Just a bit of water to blend it. Alright, now I brought these from the art shop this week. Pintor Extra Fine White. I also picked up Flesh, which is like a light orange, pale orange. I picked up green and violet as well because I love paint pens. This is kind of a skin color. It's kind of cool. Had a good play with that one. And I've got white. I've also got my Copic multi-liner because it's waterproof and Copic proof. I just want to increase these lashes a little bit. Make them a little bit. She's got a nice thick eyeliner on, hasn't she? It's pretty. Oh no, that looks weird. Hang on, grab a smaller one. Just make that one slightly longer. That's better. I've probably already got them all, Abby. I got these. There's extra fine, fine, medium point. There might even be a large point, I don't know. But these are quite cool. I'm just going to put a bit of a highlight line there. I'm going to give the beak a little bit of a shine. Make sure this area is really highlighted there. A little bit of a here on the opposite side there. I might actually need to go in with my gel paint. I think this is going to soak into the watercolor paper too much. Let's just give her a little bit of a highlight on her nose. I'm just going to blend that in though with my finger, just lightening that area. You could just use a white pencil to do that too, of course. Just on the very edge there. Maybe just on the edge of the lips. Bit of a highlight. Good. I think we need a little bit of contrast in the hair too. Let's do a few white lines. Bit of a shine. And because it's a paint pen, it's sort of soaking in a little bit into the paper, so it's not too bright. I will, however, go in with the white gel pen and just highlight a couple of these spots because they are sinking in a little bit too much. A couple of white streaks through the feathers. Maybe a few specks through there. Adding to the texture. And I think we're done. Just swap to the white gel pen because I want it a little bit more opaque and it's soaking into the watercolor paper, the paint pen, and I really want these areas to stay shiny. So white gel pen's a little bit more opaque and it sits on top of the paper rather than soaking in too much. Just adding some white highlights on the top here. Just on this part of the head here, I just want to make that slightly lighter as well, so I've just done a bit of a scribble, tapping the edges off so that it stays nice and blended. Just waiting for it to dry a little bit there so it doesn't. And as I said, you could use a white pencil to do that too, but I have my new paint pen and I wanted to play with it, so there you go. Done. Done, done, and done. I hope I did her justice. She's so beautiful. You are? Oh, Mia. Yeah, these were only at the art shop here in Australia. The art shop is in Bayswater, for anyone that knows, and it's called the art shop. This is the smooth side of the Canson XL paper. So I got the extra fine. I want to go back and get the medium size in that orange because it's a really nice skin colour. Do you want me to show you the colour? I can probably do that. I've probably got a sheet of paper here somewhere. Okay. Oh, here we go. Well, obviously you've seen the white. I won't show you that one. Kind of, this one's called pale orange. And that one's green and violet. And they're just paint pens, like, you've got a paintball in them, just like the Posca pens and things like that. These are the Pilot Pintor. I like it because they come in extra fine, fine, medium, and I'm not sure if there was a larger size or not, but they're kind of cool. Let's show you some pictures. So this little puppy I drew up and did him as grayscale. Here's my terrier. And then I turned that into a bit of a grayscale and I created my Rottweiler from him. He's kind of cool, huh? So I did the same face shape for both dogs, but created a kind of long-haired, some sort of terrier or Maltese or something like that. And then I cut off the side and edges of the face to make a Rottweiler, which is a little bit skinnier. How cool is that? So this one's coming out on Patreon fairly shortly. I've pretty much finished that tutorial. And I did that one with Pablo's. This one I did with a black Polychromos pencil. So there's some new Patreon tutorials. And I did just finish Hannah Calzone HK5 project number 2. Thank you. And here's number, here it is. Here it is. This is how it turned out. This is my oh my gosh, this picture was, I don't know, I just couldn't get it right. I couldn't get anything right with it. So I ended up just using acrylic paint and watercolors and just slapping it on, and I think it came out all right. Sahara. Somebody said to me I should do animal commissions. I'm still learning, hun. I'm not like, you know, I'm still learning. I'm learning. Anyway, that's the Hannah Calzone one I did. I've got to post that up on Instagram, actually. I forgot about it. Better do that. And I just finished. Oh, Sahara, there was this great big project thing that was done by Becky Colors, Becky Color Escapes or something, and she did 5 books, 5 different hosts hosted each book. Everyone sort of went on. There were some streams. We got to pick images from the books. So that one was my one that I did for that one, and I also did one for, that was Becky's book, and also one for Sammy's book, which I already did with the lantern. And yeah, there was, so everybody's done a picture in the book and they're going to do them up to show each page coloured. That's what the project was. Anyway, and then for the Zenoscope, is it Zenoscope? Zenoscope? That'll do. Grim Fairy Tales, I'm doing a flip through of the book and a speed coloring for YouTube, and I'm also doing a full video for patrons. I've done up Poison Ivy from Grim Fairy Tales. She came up awesome. It was fun. It's actually finished now, the HK5 project thing, and it was good. They should do one with the, I think with the Kirby Razine's books, Morphia books. She is awesome. She came up awesome. So I'm going to do a speed coloring and a flip through of the book with that one, and a full marker video on Patreon with conversion chart. So that's coming too. Yes, so here we are, back here. I'm going to scan this one in. I might actually do a couple more details. I think I need to put a little bit more, this part of the hair here is sort of faded out a little bit. I think I might do a couple of little scratches of colour in there with some pencil. And just a couple of things in the eyes. I want to really detail this sort of outer section here, and maybe on the beak as well. But that's pretty much all I'll do. And I'll scan it up and put it up on the page for you. So, we're done. Big, huge thank you, Laura, for coming and joining in the chat and being a part of the community, giving us the giveaway prizes, and congratulations to those that did win them too. I hope that you guys do colour those up and show them in Laura's group and in my group too. We'd love to see them. And I'm done. I am done. Thank you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and make sure that you click the thumbs up and follow me or subscribe to me if you haven't already. And check out all the details in the description. You have got until the end of July to get these 2 images. So we've done 2. Of Laura's, finishing this one over 3 weeks with the Polychromos and some acrylic paint, and then the newer one from today. Also, if you want to check out her other books, or her books on Amazon as well, I'll pop 2 links up. One is for the Bluebell one, and one is for the Circle Portraits book. So if you want to check those out. I think I'm done. Awesome, guys. Thanks again. I will see you next time.